One quiet return is about to change everything Heartland believed was healed. Borden is back, but the past does not open its arms the way it once did. Standing beside him is a woman no one was prepared to see, a presence that turns hope into uncertainty and love into a question mark. This is not a reunion driven by joy. It is a collision between who people were and who they have become. And once this truth settles in, nothing at Heartland will ever feel the same again. Borden's return should have brought relief. For years, his absence shaped every corner of Amy's life, every quiet moment, every act of survival. The trailer for Heartland Season 20 makes it clear that his presence does not erase that pain. Instead, it transforms it. Does not arrive as the man Amy remembered. He arrives as someone shaped by distance, loss, and experiences that no one at Heartland shared with him. The silence around his return feels deliberate, almost fragile, as if one wrong word could shatter what little balance remains. What truly changes everything is the woman beside him. She is not introduced with explanation or emotion, yet her closeness to speaks volumes. This is not a casual connection. It is built, lived in, and deeply rooted. Her presence immediately alters the emotional atmosphere, especially for Amy. There is no anger in Amy's reaction, no dramatic heartbreak. Instead, there is awareness, a slow, painful understanding that the man she loved continued living while she was learning how to survive without him. Amy's strength is unmistakable, but it is tested in a new way. Her eyes no longer search Ty's face for reassurance alone. They search for familiarity, for proof that the love she held onto still fits the man standing in front of her. The trailer shows that this realization lands quietly but powerfully. Amy understands something deeply unsettling. Love can remain real, even when it no longer belongs to the same future. Himself appears caught between gratitude and guilt. He does not look like a man reclaiming his place. He looks like a man aware that returning does not undo what was lost or what was built in his absence. Season 20 begins not with answers, but with a question that lingers heavily. Can love survive when time has changed everything? As the trailer continues, Heartland leans into silence as its strongest emotional weapon. No one explains the relationship between and this new woman, yet every quiet moment they share feels intentional. Their ease together suggests shared history, shared survival, and shared understanding. This is not something formed overnight, and that truth becomes impossible for Amy to ignore. Amy does not confront the situation with jealousy or resentment. Instead, she observes. She watches how speaks now, how he hesitates, how his body language reveals conflict even when his words stay careful. This carries emotional weight that did not exist before. His growth is visible, but so is the distance it creates. Amy is forced to face a painful truth. Loving someone does not mean you are part of every chapter of their life. The woman beside is portrayed with remarkable restraint. She does not assert herself or fade away. She exists calmly, confidently, and respectfully. That balance makes her presence more unsettling, not less. She understands the history she has walked into, and she does not attempt to compete with it. That emotional intelligence suggests depth and makes Amy's position even more complicated. Jack's quiet presence anchors the tension. He watches more than he speaks, understanding that this situation cannot be solved by choosing sides. His concern is not about loyalty alone, but about emotional honesty. Jack knows that pretending this situation is simple will only deepen the damage later. Lindy's presence adds another layer of emotional weight. Her comfort around new partner removes the illusion of easy blame. If a child feels safe, then the situation cannot be reduced to right or wrong. It becomes about truth, stability, and responsibility. By this point, the silence between these characters feels heavier than any argument could ever be. Season 20 turns inward as Amy's emotional struggle takes center stage. This is not a story about a woman falling apart. It is a story about a woman who survived loss and now must decide what she is willing to risk. The trailer suggests moments of reflection where Amy is alone with her thoughts, not drowning in grief, but measuring it. She remembers who she was with and she knows who she became without him. Amy understands something painful but mature. She wanted to live, to heal, to grow, But she never expected that growth to include someone else. That realization does not make her bitter. It makes her human. The pain comes not from betrayal, but from acceptance. Accepting that time did not stop simply because her heart was broken. Ty's new partner exists quietly within this emotional storm. She is not framed as an obstacle, yet her presence invites unavoidable comparison. Amy is forced to confront questions she never wanted to ask. Did this woman know Ty in ways Amy never did? Did she walk beside him through moments that now belong to someone else's memories? Ty himself is no longer running from the past. He is struggling with accountability. His guilt is subtle but constant. He understands that surviving came with choices, and those choices now have consequences. Heartland refuses to paint him as a villain or a hero. He is simply a man facing emotional truth. What makes this season powerful is its refusal to assign blame. Love exists in many forms here, and all of them collide. By the end of this section, it becomes clear that Amy is no longer waiting for clarity from Ty. She is deciding who she wants to be, regardless of what he chooses. As the trailer moves forward, the emotional impact spreads beyond Amy and Ty. The entire family feels the shift. The ranch, once a symbol of healing, now feels tested by honesty. Heartland reminds us that family is not defined by comfort, but by how it handles truth when it arrives uninvited. Jack's role becomes increasingly important. He does not offer solutions because he understands that some moments cannot be fixed. His calm suggests perspective shaped by time and experience. He knows that people change, and expecting them to return unchanged is an illusion. Through Jack, the show reinforces that growth is not betrayal. Lindy's role grows more significant as well. Her quiet awareness of emotional tension raises the stakes. Every adult choice now shapes a child's understanding of love and safety. That responsibility hangs over every interaction. The adults are no longer deciding only for themselves. Ty's new partner becomes more integrated into the emotional space, not through force, but through patience. Her presence feels permanent, and that realization unsettles everyone involved, not because she does anything wrong, but because change has arrived gently and cannot be undone. Ty reaches a turning point here. He understands that silence is no longer protection. It is avoidance. Season 20 positions him at a crossroads where honesty becomes the only path forward, even if it hurts. In its final moments, the trailer settles into stillness instead of spectacle. The story is no longer about reunion, it is about choice. Amy stands at the center of this emotional storm with clarity she did not have before. She is not afraid of being alone. She is afraid of losing herself. Amy's journey is no longer defined by waiting or longing. It is defined by self-respect. Loving Ty again would mean reopening wounds she barely survived. And this season treats that conflict with honesty rather than romance. She is choosing between who she was and who she has become. Ty, in turn, appears ready to face responsibility. Love, he realizes, is not proven by presence alone. It is proven by truth. His story shifts from survival to accountability, making his arc quieter but more powerful. The woman beside him becomes a symbol of reality, not rivalry. She represents the life that continued while others were frozen in grief. Her presence challenges the idea that love must remain unchanged to be real. By the end, Heartland Season 20 promises something deeper than drama. It promises emotional truth. Love evolves. People change. And sometimes the most shocking reveal is not who returns, but who everyone becomes along the way.